In this lecture, I am going to tell you how we can use post method in Laravel API to insert record in MySQL database. I am going to insert block record inside blocks table. Right now, we don't have blocks table inside our database, so we need to create model and migrations file for blocks table. Before creation of model and migrations for blocks table, I will generate model and migrations file for categories table because each of our block will belongs to a category. So let's create model and migrations file for categories table. So from our project root, let's run php addition make model and the model name will be category. And I am going to create the migrations file along with model creation. That's why I am passing -m flag. You see model and migration created successfully. Now let's open the migrations file for our categories table, and I will add these columns to our categories migrations file. Save this file. Now I will generate model and migrations file for blocks table. So from our project root, let's run php addition make model. The model name will be block, and I am passing -m flag to generate the migrations file along with model creation. Now let's open the migrations file for our blocks table, and then I will add these columns to the migrations file for our blocks table. So there will be title, short description, long description, image, user ID and category ID columns to our blocks table. Now I will add foreign key constant for user ID and category ID columns. So the user ID will be the reference to the ID of our users table, and whenever an user will delete it from users table, all the blocks related to this user will also be deleted from blocks table. And the category ID is a reference to the ID of our categories table, and whenever a category will delete it, all the blocks related to that category will also be deleted from blocks table. Now save this file, and from our project root, let's run php addition migrate command to generate tables from migrations file. You see migration table created successfully. Now let's check our database. Now we have blocks and categories tables inside our database. Now I'll generate a controller to handle block creation functionalities. So from our project root, let's run php addition make controller, and the controller name will be block controller, and I am going to create the controller inside app http controllers API folder. That's why I am passing API / and then the controller name. The controller name will be block controller. This is the controller created successfully. Now I am going to add an endpoint for block creation functionality. So let's open our api.php file, which is under routes folder, and then let's copy this route and paste it here. And the route method for block creation functionality will be post, and URL will be block/create, and it will execute block controllers create method. And this route should be protected, and user need to provide API tokens to create a block. That's why I added auth center middleware to this route. Now let's import block controller at the top. Now let's open our block controller, and then let's add create method inside our block controller. Let's take request object here. Now I am going to add validations for title, short description, long description, image and category ID field. Okay. And I am going to add the validation rules with the help of validator facade. So let's import validator facade at the top. So we can take the namespace for our validator facade from auth controller. Let's copy the namespace and paste it here. So our title field should be record and should be max of 250 characters, and short description, long description, category field should be record, and our image field should be record and should be valid image, and the MIME tabs of the image should be in JPG, BMP or PNG format. Now I'll check if validation fails. if validation fails, then I'll return a JSON response with status code 422 and with message validation errors, and I'll also return the validation error messages to this error keys. And if validation passes, then what I will do, I will store blocks record inside blocks table with the help of block model. And before that, I will upload the image because we are uploading image during block creation, right? So I will generate a name, image name, with the help of time functionality and with the help of extension, image extension. We can get the image extension with the help of request image and then extension method. It will return as the extension of the image. This is the name attribute of our field. Okay, in my case the attribute name is image, and then I'll move the image to our publics, uploads, and then blog images folder. So we can upload the image with the help of move method, and inside this move method we have to provide the path, and then in the second parameter we have to provide the image name. Then I will store blocks record inside our blocks table, right? So we are going to use blocks models create method. So let's open our blocks model. Like our users model, we need to add title, description, image, category ID, user ID as our fillable property, right? So we have title, short description, long description, image, user ID, and category ID. So let's add these fields to the fillable property so that we can store this record with the help of create method of our model. Then we have user ID and then category ID. Now let's import block model inside our block controller. Now I will store all the record with the help of create method of our model, and I am going to store title, and we can get the title from request object. Then I will store short description, then I will store long description, then I will store user ID. We can get the currently authenticated user ID with the help of request object. Okay, so if a user is passing authorization header, then we can get, if a user is passing token with the authorization header, then we can get currently authenticated user data from request user method. So let's store user ID in the field of user ID, and I'll store category ID there. Then the image name inside this image field. I'm storing image name to the image field, and I'll store this newly created block data to a variable called $block, and then I'll return a JSON response. The structure should be like this. I'll return a JSON response with message block successfully created, and data will be newly created block data. And I am going to load category and user data. Okay, so how we can load category and user data to this variable? So for that we need to create a relationship inside our blog model. So let's open our blog model and then let's create user relationship inside our blog model. So I'll return a belongs to relationship from this user method. That's why I'm adding a function called user, and from this function I'm returning belongs to relationship because I stored user ID inside our blocks table. That's why we can use this relationship, and this should be the user model class. And there is also a category ID column to our blocks table. That's why we can create category relationship here, and this should be the category model class. Now we can load this relationship, right? So we can load user relationship and we can also load category relationship. Now that's good. Now let's check this endpoint. Okay, so API endpoint is blocks/create. Now from the postman, let's duplicate this tab and let's rename it to, let's change the method to post, and the URL should be blocks/create, and we need to pass title, short description, long description, user ID. We do not need to pass user ID with the body because we are passing API tokens with authorization header, right? So we do not need to pass user ID, and this image field should be file. Now let's check validation are working or not. You see validations are working. Now let's provide title here. Let's provide the description and long description, and we need to provide the category ID, right? So first of all, let's create some categories manually inside our categories table. The first category I'm creating called sports, and it should be active. Let's provide the current timestamp here. And the second category I'm creating called science. Now let's provide the category ID. I'm choosing category ID 1. So let's provide 1, and then let's add an image. Now let's call this API again with valid data. You see block successfully created, and we are getting user data and category data because we already loaded user data and category data. Now if we want only user name and email from this relationship, then how we can do it, and how we can achieve this. So we can provide ID, then comma, and then suppose we want only name and email, then we can pass it like this. And also from categories relationship, suppose we want only ID and then name. Okay, save this file. So you see now we are getting created at, updated at, and email name, but we want only name and email, so we added this ID, name and email. We have to provide ID here, otherwise it will not return any data, right? So I'll create another record. Let's provide description, and let's change the category to 2, and let's change the image to this image. and then call this. You see, now we are getting only name and email from this user relationship. So I think you understand how we can insert record with the help of post method in Laravel API, and you also learn how we can create relationship in model and how we can load data from relationship in Laravel, right? So in the next lecture, I am going to get this blocks data with the help of get method. Okay, so stay connected.